what is the #1 overwhelming factor that helped Hillary Clinton win Pennsylvania? Having looked at the numbers and isolated for what happened in previous states and what was expected and not expected and the largest demographic, etc., I came to the conclusion, and my conclusion could be utterly wrong, but I did come to the conclusion that Hillary Clinton won Pennsylvania because of white women. She didn't win white women by a little. She won them by a lot. She won 65% of the white women who vote in Pennsylvania. Now, the thing is, white women voters in Pennsylvania are a much larger block than they are in other states. Some states like South Carolina and North Carolina have a larger African-American voting base, especially within the Democratic primary, so the white women voter base is smaller. And, of course, women and men vote by slightly different percentages state by state, although women usually do outvote men, especially in the Democratic primary. So in Pennsylvania, white women made up a large chunk of the electorate, and they went for 65% to Hillary Clinton. So that leads us to the inescapable question: is Hillary Clinton lucky to be a white woman? Now, Geraldine Ferraro got in a lot of trouble for saying that Barack Obama is likely to be a black guy, right? And here's what Geraldine Ferraro didn't understand. Look, I get what she's saying. Is it helping him that he's getting a huge turnout by African Americans in some of these states? Of course it is. So in that sense, quote unquote, he's lucky to be a black guy. But what was infuriating about Ferraro is that she didn't understand what we were saying, which is that historically, you haven't been particularly lucky to be a black guy running for office in America. I mean, Jesse Jackson and all the other people that you can ask about, or black period, because Carol Moseley Brown ran as well, and she didn't do very well. So it's not the color of the skin helping, and oftentimes it hurt. And plus, today, it's not just a historical thing. There are a lot of people who won't vote for Barack Obama because he's black. I don't know if Ferraro understands that concept. That was what was, you know, at least partly infuriating for Hillary Clinton. It's the same thing. She had to cross a threshold. White women weren't just going to vote for any white woman that came along. Oh, who is that? Oh, Heather Mills? Sure, you get my vote. Right? Or Kay Bailey Hutchinson, or Christy Todd Whitman, or Laura Bush, or Barbara Bush. No, just because you're a white woman and you show up, that doesn't mean you're going to get the vote. She had to earn it, and she crossed certain thresholds. She was an attractive candidate, one that agreed with them on the issues, et cetera, et cetera. But once she crossed that threshold, did it help that she's a white woman? The answer to that has to be, of course! Now, and unlike being a black guy, does it hurt her with, you know, guys, for example, that she's a woman? You can make the argument that it does, but it's not very persuasive. Given how men have voted in different states throughout the country, they've really been all over the board, and there isn't a consistent pattern of, oh, they definitely vote with the guy and not for the woman. But the women have been consistent, and that has been her solid base. And so it's not any old woman could do it, but the fact that she is a white woman has helped her. It has. And in that sense, she's, I guess, quote-unquote, lucky, right? Now, is that legitimate or not legitimate? That's up to you to decide. And, you know, a lot of folks would say, yeah, great, women are standing together. So what? Men have stood together for all this time to deny us office. And by the way, how lucky can we be? We're 0-43 in presidential races, and I think that's a very fair point. The flip side to that is something that actually one of the commenters on a blog post I wrote, I think on Huffington Post, said this. It might have been Daily Kos. She said, look, I'm a woman, and I'm going to betray my gender here by telling you what a lot of other women are telling me. They're saying, she said, I'm an older woman, and a lot of older women are saying, hey, listen, I waited this long, and it doesn't look like we're going to get another chance. This is make or break. I want a woman in the White House. Okay? And she's, you know, this particular commenter was frustrated by that because she's like, will you, for the love of God, actually look at the candidates? You know, which actually would be better for you and your family and your neighborhood and the country, instead of saying, I want a woman in the White House. And if you think that's not a real phenomenon, I don't think you're keeping it real. Okay? I've run into the same women she's talking about, or different women that feel the same way. That say, hey, listen, Barack Obama seems like a lovely young man. Not going to happen. Okay? Because I'm going to vote for a woman. it's a little troubling. But hey, look, you know, you can flip that argument around. You thresholds, once you cross them, la 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 la, and you say, hey, you know, so a lot of people are voting based on the fact that Barack Obama is black, and they're like, hey, it'd be great to have a black guy in the White House. I just really wish people wouldn't vote based on that. But I'm not going to get my wish. A lot of folks are going to vote based on that. And no matter how much I wish they would look at the candidates and make their decision based on that. But, oh well. But I think that is a large factor. And to say that it's, to ignore it, I think is being a little too PC and kind of trying to be delicate and polite about it. But that's the great thing about the Young Turks. We don't have to be delicate or polite about anything. We're keeping it real on TYT.